Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to make the blue lid of um, the spray bottle. So we're going to make this bit here. So we're going to start with the sketch down here at the bottom, and then we will create a sketch up here, and then we're going to loft between the two of them and create two guide curves. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So what we'll do here is we will start with a sketch on the top plane. We're going to draw a circle. We're then going to draw a solid line coming out, down, and across. Hit escape then to finish the sketch. We're going to go to trim entities, trim to closest, and we're going to trim away these two lines here. And then we're going to smart dimension it. So the measurements for this are going to be 25 millimeters. So we smart dimension the circle. You come out, select, type in 25 and hit enter. So as you can see, the whole sketch has turned black, so it's fully defined. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to go into a 3D view just so you can see where it's positioned. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create a plane over here to the side of the nozzle or the spray lid. So the center or the origin of my original sketch is where my mouse is positioned now. So therefore I'm going to have to create a new plane out here to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Features, Reference Geometry, Plane. And the reference that I want is going to have to be the right plane. Now, it's going to be 50 millimeters away, but this is on the wrong side. I want it over on this side. So I'm going to flip the offset and have that on the other side. Now, planes are infinite in size, so it's just giving me a small preview for the minute. So I can always make that a little bit bigger and we can see where it is positioned there. Now, so if I select that, I'm going to hit Sketch, Spacebar, Normal 2, and I'm going to create a parabola. So if we go up here to the ellipse tool, the arrow beside it gives me the options of that ellipse tool. So I'm going to choose parabola. Now we have to click the mouse 4 times here to create this parabola. So I'm going to move up a little bit, select the center of curvature, then move up to select the vertex, and then select the left hand side of it, draw around and select the right hand side of it. And then I'm finished with my parabola. Now we're going to put a couple of limits on this, or a couple of relations before I put any sizes on it. So what I want is I want this point. I'm going to hold Control, select this point. I want the two of them to be horizontal to each other. I want the vertex, hold Control, the center of curvature, and the origin of my original sketch all to be vertical to each other also. Now I'm going to start putting on dimensions onto my bottle. So the width of the parabola is 25. So I'm going to go smart dimension. The distance between the two of these is going to be 25. The height difference between the original sketch and the bottom of my parabola is approximately 32. So I'm going to select the distance between there and the original sketch here to be 32. And then the overall height of my parabola I want to be 22. Okay, so there's all my dimensions. I'm just going to move some of them out of the way so that we can see them a little bit better. So I'm going to change that 22 to 18 because it looks a little bit better. I'm going to see if I can change the center of curvature here as well, just or the Okay, so it won't let me change that, so I'm going to leave it as is. Oops. So I've come out of the sketch by accident. Go back in, edit the sketch, click on the dimension. Doesn't want to agree with me today. So click on the dimension and hit delete. Okay, so that's my two sketches. I'm happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have to close that second sketch off. I forgot about that. So we're going to close that off. So edit the sketch and then just close it off here to make a solid shape. I'm happy with that. So I have two solid shapes. And if I just loft between both, so I loft between sketch 1 and sketch 2, you'll notice that it gives me that shape there, which is nowhere near what I want. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put in center of curve or guide curves. So I'm going to have, if we look at the bottle here, I'm going to have a guide curve here and then the back guide curve also. So I'll put the two of them in. So what I'll do here is I'll sketch on the front plane, which as you can see is going to go through the middle of my bottle. I'll go normal 2 and I'm going to create a 3-point arc. So I'm going to choose 3-point arc. I'm going to go and I'm going to draw it away from the object to start with. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make this and this horizontal. I'm going to make this and this vertical. So again, to do that, make sure you're holding control at all times. Now what I need to do is I need to link this sketch to the two sketches that I already have. So I need to pierce them. So I'm going to press that point, hold control on the keyboard and select the bottom line. And my relation option is pierce. I'm going to repeat that then for the bottom option. Select the point, hold control, select the line and pierce. So it won't let me do that because of these relations. So I'm just going to delete that for a moment and I'm going to select the point, hold control and pierce. And as you can see, that's what we have there. Okay, so the whole thing is turned black, so I'm happy with that. So I'll confirm that sketch. And again, I'm just going to click on this and call it guide curve 1. This is front nozzle sketch. And this is nozzle base. Okay, so now I'm going to create a second guide curve that's going to give me that shape at the back. So I'll go in, I'll choose my front plane as my option, sketch, spacebar, normal 2, and I'll create a spline. So again, I'm going to start off on the sketch here, come out, pick my point, pick a second point, and pick a third point. And what I'm going to do then is select it and manipulate my curve in order to get the shape that I'm looking for. I'm going to manipulate my arrowheads and the length of the arrowheads to get the shape that I'm looking for. Again, we can move the points. And now at the minute, this curve is very, very rough, but it is close to what I'm looking for, and I need to connect it to the two sketches. So what I'm going to do is the same as I've done before, select the point, hold control, select my sketch and pierce, select my point, hold control, select my sketch and pierce. And then what I will do is I will look in from the front and I'm going to manipulate my points to get my shape. Use this. And once you're happy with the shape, we can finalize that. So we can then take our shape like so. We can add in dimensions, so I can select my point there, add a dimension if I'm happy with that, select the dimension for that point, and select a dimension for that point. And a quick little tip here is if you right click on the blue line, you can go to fully defined sketch, all sketches in the entity, hit the tick and it will fully define it. So confirm, and again I'll call this guide curve 2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to loft between the two of them and we're going to show you the difference. So in my profiles I'm going to choose nozzle base and front nozzle, and then guide curves, and I'll choose guide curve 1 and guide curve 2. And you can see it's creating my shape. So from that then I can add in my twisty cap at the bottom and my nozzle at the front.